Tiger in a house. Learning objectives. 1. Learn to be sensitive towards animals. 2. Understand the relationship between animals and humans. Warm up. Have you ever owned an unusual pet? If so, what were some of its unique attributes? Did it pose any problems for you or your family members? Can you imagine what it might be like to have a tiger in a house? Look at the pictures of the animal carefully. Identify the animal and think of the things this animal will need to have his tummy full. Write down the name of the things that this animal will need. Ruskin Bond, 1934, is considered as one of the great Indian authors of the English literature. His wide array of short stories, novels, essays, poems, and articles in newspapers and magazines have inspired many aspiring writers in past 6 decades. Best known as a child story writer, Ruskin Bond has dabbled in a variety of genres, from ghost stories to odes to nature to unrequired love stories. His writing career brought him fame, honor, and a number of awards, including the Sahitya Akademi Award 1992, Padma Shri 1991, and Padma Bhushan 2014. Grandfather was no shikari, but he knew the forest of a Shivalik Hills better than the most people. He was persuaded to accompany a party to advise on the terrain and the direction the hunter should take once a tiger had been spotted. The party consisted of several very important persons from Delhi. The camp itself was very luxurious and dinner was very good. As grandfather admitted afterwards, it was not often that one saw hot water plates, finger, balls and 7 or 8 courses in a tent in the jungle. But that was how things were done in the days of Viceroys. There were also some 15 elephants, 4 of them with hodas for the shikaris and others specially trained for taking part in the beat. The sportsmen never saw a tiger, nor did they shoot anything else, though they saw a number of deer, peacock and wild boar. They were giving up all hope of finding a tiger and were beginning to shoot at jackals when grandfather, strolling down the garden path at some distance from the rest of the party, discovered a little tiger about 18 inches long, hiding among the intricate roots of a banyan tree. Grandfather picked him up and brought him home after the camp had broken up. He had the distinction of being the only member of the party to have bagged any game, dead or alive. At first, the tiger cub, who was named Timothy by grandmother, was brought up entirely on milk given to him in a feeding bottle by our cook, Mahmood. But the milk proved too rich for him and he was put on a diet of raw mutton and cod liver oil, to be followed later by a more tempting diet of pigeons and rabbits. Timothy was provided with 2 companions, Toto the monkey, who was bold enough to pull the young tiger by the tail and then climb up the curtains if Timothy lost his temper, and a small mongrel puppy found on the road by grandfather. At first, Timothy appeared to be quite afraid of the puppy and darted back with a spring if it came too near. He would make absurd dashes at it with his large forepaw and then retreat to a ridiculously safe distance. Finally, he allowed the puppy to crawl on his back and rest there. One of Timothy's favorite amusements was to stalk anyone who would play with him, and so, when I came to live with grandfather, I became one of the tiger's favorites. With a crafty look in his glittering eyes and his body crouching, he would creep closer and closer to me, suddenly making a dash for my feet, rolling over on his back and kicking with delight. He would then tend to bite my ankles. He was by this time the size of a full-grown retriever. When I took him out for walks, people on the road would give us a wide berth. When he pulled hard on his chain, I had difficulty in keeping up with him. His favorite place in the house was the drawing room. He would make himself comfortable on the long sofa, reclining there with great dignity and snarling at anybody who tried to get him off. Timothy had clean habits and would scrub his face with his paws exactly like a cat. He slept at night in cook's quarters and was always delighted at being let out by him in the morning. One of these days, declared grandmother in her prophetic manner, we're going to find Timothy sitting on Mahmud's bed and no sign of the cook except his clothes and shoes. Of course, it never came to that. But when Timothy was about 6 months old, a change came over him. He grew steadily less friendly. When out for a walk with me, he would try to steal away to stalk a rat or someone's pet pecking geese. Sometimes at night, we would hear frenzied crackling from the poultry house, and in the morning there would be feathers lying all over the veranda. Timothy had to be chained up more often, and finally, when he began to stalk Mahmud about the house with what looked like villainous intent, grandfather decided it was time to transfer him into a zoo. The nearest zoo was at Lucknow, 200 miles away, reserving a first-class compartment for himself and Timothy. No one would share a compartment with them. Grandfather took him to Lucknow, where the zoo authorities were only too glad to receive as gift a well-fed and fairly civilized tiger. About 6 months later, when my grandparents were visiting Lucknow, grandfather took the opportunity of calling at the zoo to see how Timothy was getting on. I was not there to accompany him, but I heard all about it when he returned to Dehra. Arriving at the zoo, grandfather made straight for the particular cage in which Timothy had been kept. The tiger was there, crouched in a corner, full-grown and with a magnificent striped coat. "Hello, Timothy," said grandfather, and climbing the railing with ease, he put his arm through the bars of the cage. The tiger approached the bars and allowed grandfather to put both hands around his head. Grandfather stroked the tiger's forehead and tickled his ears, and whenever he growled, grandfather smacked him across the mouth, which was his old way of keeping Timothy quiet. He licked grandfather's hands and only sprang away when a leopard in the next cage snarled at him. Grandfather shooed the leopard away, and the tiger returned to lick his hands, but every now and then the leopard would rush at the bars and he would slink back to his corner. A number of people had gathered to watch the reunion when a keeper pushed his way through the crowd and asked grandfather what he was doing. "I am talking to Timothy," said grandfather. "Weren't you here when I gave him to the zoo 6 months ago?" "I haven't been here very long," said the surprised keeper. "Please continue your conversation, but I have never been able to touch him myself. He is always bad-tempered." "Why don't you put him somewhere else?" suggested grandfather. "That leopard keeps frightening him. I'll go and see the superintendent about it." Grandfather went in search of the superintendent of the zoo, but found that he had gone home early. And so, after wandering about the zoo for a little while, he returned to Timothy's cage to say goodbye. It was beginning to get dark. He had been stroking and slapping Timothy for about 5 minutes when he found another keeper observing him with some alarm. Grandfather recognized him as the keeper who had been there when Timothy had first come to the zoo. "You remember me," said grandfather. "Now, why don't you transfer Timothy to another cage, away from the stupid leopard?" "But sir," stammered the keeper, "it's not your tiger." I know," said grandfather testily. "I realize he is no longer mine, but you might at least take a suggestion or two from me. I remember your tiger very well," said the keeper. "He died 2 months ago." "Died?" exclaimed grandfather. "Yes, sir, of pneumonia. This tiger was trapped in hills only last month. He's very dangerous." Grandfather could think of nothing to say. The tiger was still licking his arm with increasing relish. Grandfather took what seemed to him an age to withdraw his hand from the cage. With his face near the tiger's, mumbled, "Good night, Timothy," and giving the keeper a scornful look, walked briskly out of the zoo. Ruskin Bond. Find meaning. Terrain, area. Luxurious, comfortable. Beat, hunt. Strolling, walking leisurely. Intricate, dense. Absurd, illogical, awkward. Ridiculously, surprisingly. Frenzied, uncontrolled excitement. Villainous, bad. Civilized, good-mannered. Exercises, creative expression. Tell your story. Imagine you have a pet at home. Think of what you love the most about your pet. Share an incident where you spent all the time together. You could include the following. A. What made you laugh? B. How did they make you laugh? C. What was the best thing about them? D. What do you miss about them? Cross-curricular connect. Learning by doing. Create an interesting fact file on tiger. First, research the below mentioned points. A. What type of animal is it? B. Where does it live? C. What does it eat? D. What does it look like? E. What can it do? Critical thinking. Let's play a game. Make a group of 2, enact a role play based on the situation of your pet's birthday. You're going to be the host of the birthday party. You want to invite your partner. Here are some common expressions you can use to invite or accept the invitation. Inviting. We would be delighted to have you over for a party at our place on Sunday evening. How about coming over to my place on Sunday evening for a party? Accepting. This is very kind of you. Thanks. I will be there. That sounds great. Of course, I will come. Logical thinking. Imagine that you are at grandfather's house and Timothy is right in front of you. What would you do? A. Being friendly with the tiger. B. Afraid and ran away from the house. Do it yourself. Exercise time. Answer the following questions. 1. Why did the party take grandfather with them while going for hunting? Answer. Because he knew the forest of Shivalik Hills better than anyone else and could advise the hunters on the terrain and the direction the beaters should take once a tiger had been spotted. 2. Why did grandfather admit that the camp was luxurious? Answer. The grandfather admitted that the camp was luxurious because it was not often that one saw hot water, plates, finger bowls and 7 or 8 courses. Number 3. Who were the 2 companions of Timothy? Answer. Timothy's 2 companions were the monkey and a small mongrel puppy. 4. What was the favorite amusement of Timothy? Answer. One of Timothy's favorite amusements was to stalk anyone who would play with him. Number 5. What change came over Timothy when he was about 6 months old? Answer. When Timothy turned 6 months old, a change was seen in him. He turned less friendly. Whenever he was taken out for a walk with him, he would walk away to chase a cat or someone's pet dog. 6. When did grandfather decide to send Timothy to a zoo? Answer. He would try to steal away to stalk a cat or someone's pet pekingese. He grew steadily less friendly. He also started killing the animals in the poultry house. Finally, when he began to stalk Mahmood about the house with what looked like villainous intent, grandfather decided to transfer him to a zoo. 7. What did grandfather do on visiting the zoo again after having left Timothy there? Answer. Visited the zoo a second time. He saw a fully grown tiger living in the same cage where he left his Timothy enclosed last time. So believing him to be Timothy, he put his arms through the cage bars, patted the tiger's head and slapped his mouth. The animal licked his arms with great relish. 8. Why did grandfather go to meet the superintendent? Answer. Grandfather asked for the superintendent because he wanted to ask him to move Timothy to another cage. He asked so because of the leopard that was mischievous to Timothy. The leopard frightened the tiger, and so grandfather asked the keeper to separate them and he would see the superintendent for it. B. Find their meaning. 1. Noticed. The act of paying attention to something or knowing about something. 2. Wholly. Completely. 3. Act. To take action. 4. Entertainment. Amusement. 5. Slapped. To hit someone on their face. 6. Roaming. To walk or travel with no particular plan. Fill in the blanks with the correct words. 1. The sportsmen did not see a tiger, they saw only. Answer. A number of deer, peacocks and wild boar. 2. Grandfather was the only member of the party. Answer. He was the only member of the party who had bagged any game, dead or alive. 3. At first, when Timothy saw the puppy. Answer. Timothy appeared to be quite afraid of the puppy and darted back with a spring if it came too near. 4. Timothy had clean habits and. Answer. And would scrub his face with his paws exactly like a cat. 5. Grandfather took Timothy to a zoo, which. Answer. The nearest zoo was Lucknow, 200 miles away. 6. The keeper told grandfather that. Answer. I haven't been here very long. Match the following. Column 1. Lines. 1. I realize he is no longer mine. Said grandfather. 2. I remember your tiger very well. Said the keeper. Take the right options. 1. Grandfather discovered Timothy hiding 1. Inside the zoo. 2. Among the intricate roots of a banyan tree. 3. Inside a jungle. Answer. 2. Among the intricate roots of a banyan tree. 2. Timothy's first food is 1. Milk. 2. Raw mutton. 3. Pigeons and rabbits. Answer. 1. Milk. 3. Timothy's favorite place in the house was 1. The drawing room. 2. The kitchen. 3. The garden. Answer. 1. The drawing room. 4. When Timothy was about 6 months old. 1. He became ferocious. 2. He became sick. 3. He became less friendly. Answer. 3. He became less friendly. 5. The zoo authorities were happy to receive Timothy because 1. He was the only tiger in the zoo. 2. They wanted a tiger to attract people to the zoo. 3. He was well fed and fairly civilized. Answer. 3. He was well fed and fairly civilized. Conceptual understanding. When you use clue in the story to figure out the events of the story, that is known as contextual clues. Did any clues prepare you for the unexpected ending? Mention the clues which made you understand the unexpected twist at the end of the story. Do it yourself. Communication. Writing skills. Were you completely surprised by the story's ending? Why or why not? Do it yourself. Reading skills. 1. When I took him out for a walk, people on the road would give us a wide berth. A. To whom does I refer to in the above sentence? Answer. I refer to narrator. B. To whom does him refer to in the above sentence? Answer. Tiger Timothy. C. Why did the people give them a wide berth? Answer. The people used to give them a wide berth since Timothy wasn't a cub anymore. He had grown and had become a full-grown retriever. 2. A number of people had gathered to watch the reunion. What do you mean by the word reunion? Answer. Reunion here means when grandfather and Timothy reunited after 6 months. B. Who came to meet whom? Answer. Grandfather came to zoo to meet Timothy. C. Did both of them know each other? How? Answer. No, they both didn't know each other practically. When grandfather asked to transfer Timothy to another cage, he was told that the tiger in the cage was not Timothy. Grandfather's tiger had died 2 months back because of pneumonia. The tiger that grandfather mistook to be Timothy was actually a very dangerous tiger and was trapped the previous month. Listening and speaking skills. Your teacher will read out a paragraph from the story. Listen to him or her carefully and write down the adjectives in the space provided below. Answer. Do it yourself. Let's learn spellings. Circle the correctly spelled word in each pair. 1. Luxurious. 2. Favorite. 3. Opportunity. 4. Magnificent. Let's learn grammar. There are two types of voices, active voice and passive voice. Active voice. When the verb shows that the subject has done something, it is known as active voice. Example, the cat chased the mouse. Passive voice. When the verb shows that something has been done to the subject, it is known as passive voice. Example, the mouse was chased by the cat. Vocabulary time. Change the following nouns into adjectives. The words are from the story. 1. Luxury, luxurious. 2. Friend, friendly. 3. Craft, crafty. 4. Prophecy, prophetic. 5. Comfort, comfortable. 6. Villain, villainous. Life skills, self-awareness building. Many times you see stray animals needing help. Suppose on your way back from school, you see an injured stray animal in your locality. What is the first thing that you will do to help an animal? Take the correct option. 1. Ignore the animal and walk away. 2. Request an elder to clean the animal's wound and take it to a veterinary doctor. 3. Immediately inform the animal help group working in your area for its rescue. Answer: 2. Request an elder to clean the animal's wound and take it to a veterinary doctor.